Alrighty, good morning ladies and gentlemen, back on the water. If you followed along, last couple of videos at Lake Comanche to finish up the tournaments of 2020, and we ended on a good note, 4th place finish at Comanche, but now we are technically in the off season of tournaments. I think we start back up here in California in January, so we have basically November and December and do a little fishing of our choice. We might mix it up a bit. We might go to the salt, definitely some striper fishing, but right now we are still doing some bass fishing from the kayak, and we are actually back at a lake that has been closed and recently opened, and that is Lake Berryessa. Of course, you guys know from the devastation of the California wildfires, this was one of the areas impacted. Now, what's interesting about this is kind of similar to when COVID started. When COVID started, all the lakes except the Delta were closed, and when they reopened, including Lake Berryessa, I think the idea was that these lakes would just be on fire. The bite would be just going off. Well, when I came back to Berryessa, it really wasn't the case. If anything, it was kind of harder than last year, and that's fishing a lake that hasn't seen pressure in months. And now that it is reopened again post the California wildfires, from what I was told from the couple of people that came here this past weekend to fish it, it was tough. I don't know, I think that's just kind of an interesting fact that a lake can go months without pressure, fishing pressure, and once it reopens, it's not like the bite's crazy. I mean, ultimately the conditions, the time of year affects the fishing more than the pressure. We're gonna spend a full day out here, see if we can figure these fish out. Again, it's fishing, anything can happen. You never can predict how they're gonna be biting, what they're gonna be biting. Let's see if we can figure it out today, and we'll keep you guys posted. Holy crap, birds are diving. See them. Wish we could get there a little faster. I'm gonna give you guys a little tip, really for any lake, but especially this lake. If you see birds, especially heron, lining the bank, you better get over there because they know where the bait is. You can bet there are a lot of bass there too. This is crazy. These birds are definitely busting on bait here. Can't believe nobody's seeing this. A couple of boats nearby, how are they not jamming over here? All right, let's get her going. Definitely fish here. You guys gonna come up and hit the Chapo? The only thing is, usually if they're gonna hit topwater, they'll let you know pretty quick because you'll see them busting on bait. It might not be a topwater deal. Now let's try one bait that I think, or I thought could work really good today. We'll see. A-rig can be deadly here. Really, there's a bunch of fish here. You gotta be bass, right guys? It's probably the only lake I've really had a good A-rig bite, and it's usually this time of year through the winter. Maybe today will be the day. Oh, see that? I don't know what that was. It wasn't a bass. It didn't even look like a carp either. Maybe a trout? I know there's fish here. The ingredients are correct. Just gotta figure out how to catch them. Got him. Got him. There we go. Old A-riggy. It's a large one too. Oh yeah. Oh, easy. I forgot there's a million hooks on this thing. Hello, sir. Welcome. Lake Berryessa. First fish. Okay, skunk out of the boat. Hopefully there's a pile of them there. Got her. Well, I think the A-rig bite is on. Dude, that's so sick. It's a fun bite because they just train wreck this thing. It is a fun bite. Such a specific bite too. You know, if like they're not hitting it, they're not gonna hit it at all. But when they do, when they're dialed on it, it can be real good. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the A-rig master, but that's just kind of what I've noticed is like they just get so keyed on those schools of bait. Because like even in the spring I've tried this, you know, when they're chasing those bait balls, but you don't really get a lot of bites on it. You get more bites on like the single baits, like the top waters and the crankbaits and jerk baits. Oh, when that water cools down, they just eat it. So got crushed right there. And California 3 hooks only, so we could have hit one of the teasers. If that keeps happening, I'll change the teasers to some smaller little KAYAKs, but I think in general they usually get the bottom ones or the middle one. Yep. Got bumped again. Come on now. Oh, jeez. That's what you want to see on your graph right there. Actually, never mind. That's only like... Got it. That time. You got that one that time. You got the right one. Not that I'm really complaining, but that was kind of what I noticed about Berryessa this year. The fish kind of shrunk. Like, the average size is not what it used to be in the past couple of years I fished it. They just seem a lot smaller. And like I said, when I first came back here after, you know, they opened post-COVID, I did not catch any big fish. Caught maybe a 3.5 pounder in a handful of outings. The big ones were not there for me, at least. Oh, I lost the trailer. Luckily, these float. And if you're wondering, these little swim baits are 13 fishing. My name's Jeff, and the color is whitey tighties. Yes, that's really what it's called. This was actually a bait I found last year. It was for one of the, remember the Fish USA challenges I used to do? I used to pick random baits from Fish USA, try them out. Well, this was one of the baits I tried on an A-rig, and it worked here on Berryessa. So I traditionally have used KAYAKs, which are great, but these are definitely more durable than KAYAKs. But look at the profile and the tail. Super small tail, but it still kicks, and it gives this bait, if you can see, like a much tighter wobble. Where the KAYAKs, you know, have those big tails and give off tons of water. These are tighter wobbles. And I think when the water gets cooler, I mean, you think about crankbaits, what does everyone switch to in the winter months, the cooler months? They switch to flat-sided crankbaits, tighter wobbles. So I think, you know, that's the general principle with this particular swim bait versus a KAYAK. Does it work or make a difference? I don't know, but it also lasts longer, so that's the main reason I'm continuing to use these versus throwing on those KAYAKs. That's bigger. That's bigger. It's pulled. That could be one of those, what do they call them? Pike minnows? Or, no! Dude, there's a big smallmouth. Oh my god. Oh my god. Son of a gun. It's a big smallmouth. Maybe one of the biggest smallmouth I've caught here. No joke. Oh, crap. Alright, I can relax. I'm not in a tournament. Bummer. Huge bummer. Big old brownie. That's a good sign right here. Healthy grass. You know there's bait back here when there's grass like that. Especially in a little cove, little pocket. Oh golly. I found the shad. I knew they had to be back here somewhere. They're flicking up back here. Definitely don't want to lose my... There we go. Dude, look at all the shad trap back here. I knew they had to be back here. There's that little pocket with some grass. I mean, that's going to attract the bait fish. They love getting in this grass, even if it is kind of dying. The only problem is I'm not seeing anything bust on these shad or these bait fish. It's a little concerning. Like I said, I think if the top water was on, we would know pretty quick. That's called a lot of bait on the screen. Holy crap. This pocket is loaded with bait. Oh my god, it's just like literally just choked full of bait. That could actually make the bite a little tough since the food is so plentiful. There we go. Oh, finally. You can see where I dropped right on him and he ate it. They're on the bottom, you can see right there. Come on, get it again, dude. Oh, that'd be the problem. We got a thief on our hands. I knew they had to bite this little hazardong shad. Oh, just a couple of casts with this dude, and I pulled one out. This is the best fish finder ever. Guys, if you don't have a fish finder, don't buy a unit. Just buy a depths 250. You'll figure out if there's fish there or not real quick. Now, I wonder if that one was up shallow or if I drew that from out deeper. Another follower. Sick. Look at him right there. Largemouth. Oh no, that's a smallmouth. Dang. That's just... Well, we confirmed they're here now. You know, other than that little flurry in the morning, it's been slow. But that depths 250 just let me know that there's some fish right here, so... Let's see if they're gonna bite the A-rig. Oh! Shoot. I thought I just got smoked. And I did not. This could be bad, folks. This could be real bad. I think we just lost our A-rig. Don't want to lose my A-rig. It's just a big old log. Yeah, it's a giant log. Oh, it's so close. That's definitely the most pain in the butt lure to break off and reassemble. Guys, the bite is pretty garbage, I'm not gonna lie. Other than that early morning flurry, I mean, maybe that one area was just had a bunch of fish in it. I mean, everything just kind of looks dead. I'm not even seeing really a ton of birds, you know, feeding, other than that one area that was clearly loaded with bait. I don't know if it was a mistake leaving that or what, but I still really wasn't getting bit over there either, so it's not like we didn't put some time into it. Well, bite's tough. I think we need to slow down. Slow her down a bit. And take out the Comanche special. The old hazardong shad. Add a little spice to it. I mean, we technically got one bite on this today, just didn't stick them. Right below us. They gotta be bass. Those look like bass. I'm gonna mark this spot just in case. There we go. I knew they were bass. Thank you, sir. Finally worked out. The old dong works. Little smallmouth, actually. Yeah, we haven't caught a smallmouth in a long time. Smallmouth. Okay, man, it's been like 3 hours since we've had a fish in the boat, so that feels good. Maybe we're on to a little something here. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was a fish. Yep. Oh, man, we're getting some bites. Getting some bites. There's a bunch of fish here, and once you know, they're sitting in grass. Hopefully they stay here. I think the ones we had this morning were kind of nomadic. They're just up there feeding, and then they vanished. Oh, I had like a little dude following it up. Like a 4-inch bass following that thing up. Maybe that's what I was grabbing. 4-inch bass. Just drew out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dang. Just drew out like a school of 4-inch bass. Confirmed, this area has a bunch of dinks in it. Maybe there's some bigger ones, I don't know. Oh, big one right up shallow. Look at that. You can see that. It's like a 3-pounder. Ooh. Another decent one. Came out and looked at it. Come on, eat it, dude. I mean, just eat it. Sheesh. Yeah, right there. Interesting. I guess the bigger fish are maybe pushed back into the pockets more. Got Come on now. Alright, we gotta make a move. This is not happening over here. A lot of dinks, a couple of nice ones, but man, just not actively feeding, so there's no sense in trying to catch them here. Let's try something else. God, I thought that was a fish. I got excited. Well, it's a bush. Tell me we just lost our last A-rig, basically. Man, trees and fish feel the same when they hit. God dang it. I think we just lost her. Sweet. There it is, too. Whatever I got stuck on. Man, it's just so bleak, you know? Not even graphic anything. Just barren wasteland out here. Oh boy. Probably should have just stayed in that first spot we caught those A-rig fish on and just milked that all day long. I think we probably would have had better success than what we've been doing. There's something right below us. Those are fish, probably 6-inch bass. But I would take them at this point. Some bigger fish down there. I don't know what they are though. And we're stuck. Tell you what, we might be going swimming if we get this one stuck in the depths. I am not breaking this one off like the A-rig. Oh, phew, came out. Don't want to lose this one. Be the cherry on top. And a follower. Yeah, a couple followers. Those were bass down there. There's like 4 fish that came and followed this in. Oh my gosh, and we put the drop shot right on their nose and they wouldn't eat it. So they were bass. I was kind of thinking they were carp or something. More followers too. Come on now. Those aren't dinks. Those are decent fish. So you know they're there. Literally, we know they're there. Those were bass. How do you get them to bite though? Go something a little more finessey with the Yamamoto shad worm. Finally got one to bite. Oh my gosh, it took forever. Jeez Louise, it took forever. Look at them all too. Dude, see what happens when you catch one? They all get fired up. They all get spaghetti-like. There's a bunch of bass down there. Spot, look at that. Technically, we got the slam. Got the largemouth, the smallmouth, and the spot. Look at all those fish down there. All right, maybe the shad worm's the deal. I don't know if hopping it helped or what. I have to try a spoon. I think so. Oh, dude, you see that one follow it? Oh. Okay, I think the spoon is the right bait. Dude, that spot almost crushed it right out of the boat. Probably been doing the wrong thing all day. Probably should have been spooning all day. Man, long day, tough day. Yeah, I guess our little experiment gave us another answer. I don't know exactly what it means, but like I said, this is a lake that just opened. Yeah, the bite was not off the chain by any means, and that's exactly what happened the last time it closed and reopened in the spring. I mean, the bite was a lot better then just because it was the spring, but nothing crazy. So I don't know. It's interesting that a lake that gets regular pressure can go months without pressure, fishing pressure, reopen, and doesn't really seem to change what the fish are gonna do. The most frustrating part about today is we actually found a few places that definitely had fish, and that depth 250 confirmed it. Could not get them to bite. Tried everything too. Even tried the Ned rig of all things. Just one of those days where they weren't biting too good. So yeah, that is today's fishing report for Lake Berryessa. This is one of the lakes I actually like in the cooler months, the colder months, December, January. We'll definitely return here at some point. Yeah, tough one today. So that is the video for today, guys. As always, thank you for coming along, and I will see you guys in the next one.